Hello! Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. The cards I'm using for this week are The Art of Love Tarot by Denise Jarvie, artwork by Tony Carmine Salerno. See if we can get that all in there and then get it a little closer so you can freeze frame and get the spellings of that if you want. There is a website on the back. It is blueangelonline.com. There's even some verbiage there if you're interested in it. That's for the tarot portion. And the Oracle cards, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish, illustrated by Jesse Reish, and at the bottom is the website hayhouse.com. And lastly, I do use dice for this. They're from amazon.com. This is what they are. They're metal dice. I use the 20 dice for the major arcana. 21 is missing, obviously, but I just work with it. And then for the minor arcana, I use the 4 dice, the 1 through 4, to decide which element. So I start with fire, earth, water, air. That's how I do it. Fire, earth, I think so. And then whatever that lands on, that's what I go with. And then it's a 1 to 12 dice. 1 being the ace and 12 being the knight. I just work, it doesn't have the queen and king, but I roll with it. It works for me, in case you're wondering. All right, thank you for tuning into this week, and now on to your read. Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. This reading is valid for whenever you come to it. That being said, what do we have for Aries? Slap, slap, slap. Okay, why are we doing that? Slapping down the cards. I don't think anything is bad, though. Okay. we need. Okay. We don't want to repeat something, that's for sure. This is something. It's coming from the Three of Swords, which is a heartbreak card. It's weird that this has clarification on it, but I feel like we need to look back in the past and really know what actually happened. This might be something that you really don't want to do at first, but there's something in the past here we've got to look a little bit clearer. It's got to be a little bit better view. It might be something that it's kind of like, I already dealt with that and I didn't like it. I don't really want to go back and revisit it. I keep getting that, but it's affecting your future. And if there's something that I would instantly say Aries is aligned with, it'd be the actual truth, not the perceived truth. Aries has no need for that. The actual hard and fast, cold facts. Cold facts. You just want the cold facts. Cold facts. And that's why they're saying you need to go back and look at this, because something is going to look differently now that time has passed. You have more pieces of the puzzle. You can find out what actually caused something to happen. And that is really what's going to affect your future. It's not just about, so-and-so came over and pushed that table over and broke everything on it. That's the cold hard facts. It's not just about that. We need to know what motivated them to do that. Was there a reason that was the table, or was it just any table would have done? Did they purposely choose this table, this specific table to push over? Was there something specifically they wanted to break? Was there somebody specifically they wanted to hurt? And what motivated them to do that? We need that. That's a level of this situation that will keep us from having another incident going forward. Because it may not be the same person, but if we can find the motivation and what triggered something, it makes a huge difference about what's going to happen in the future. Because Aries is also about success. Not only attaining it, but keeping it. By understanding what happened and why it happened in the past, not only does it help you get success you want in the future, it helps you keep that success. Otherwise, we could have a repeat going on here. And this is something we need to know deeper, like, why did this happen? And my first instinct is like, yeah, I want that, but like, it's over. I don't really want to go back and rehash something that's already said and done. But this is affecting your future. There's a foundation here that's going to repeat. And I feel like Aries is more than willing to admit, like, you know what, I see it. I made that decision. I thought that was right. I have a different perspective now. All right, that I thought that was right in the time, but right now I'm looking back and I'm realizing that was not for the best. I feel like Aries will admit their faults. I feel like Aries will like head on, like, all right, that's what I thought. It wasn't how it should have been. All right, I see that now. I did not see that then. It's also looking back and going, I did the best with what I could at the time. There is some of that going on here. There is a misstep, but you did the best you could with what you knew. You addressed it. It's more about where the future is going. More about where the future is going. Aries will admit their shortcomings. They will. They'll just, all right then, I did it wrong. Fine. Here, I'll rectify it. That's how they go. That's how I understand Aries anyway. This is a process. It's getting through the weeds, and it's going to take some time to get through these weeds. What does it say there? Contemplation. Yeah, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time to deal with it, work through it, work through it. I keep saying the same thing. The Chariot coming through with the Two of Swords. This is not how you normally would do things. Because we have to find motivators here. We have to find those motivators. It's the way you're doing it this time is not normally how you would do it. But this is how we protect the future. This is how we get our future success and we protect it so we can keep it. We got to know these things. There's a little bit more diplomacy than I feel like you're really going to care for. But knowing these things will ensure your future. Taking that time, I feel like it's kind of going through it and like picking it apart. Really handling a situation in a way that's not something you would normally do. And really kind of like separating it out. And like going, okay, it's a tedious way to do this. This is not my jam. This is not how I would normally do it, but what is my jam is the truth and making sure that I have control in the future, and this is how I get control in the future. Don't let somebody else do this for you. Somebody else doing this for you, if you leave this part of the situation up to somebody else, there may be healing for other people, but there will not be healing for you. And there needs to be healing for you in this situation. It doesn't mean that other people can't also have healing, but I feel like if it's going to be more somebody else getting that healing rather than you, if you let somebody else handle this for you. I don't know how that's working, because I get that there's somebody that you actually might trust. It's kind of like that's how they do things. I'll let them do it. It's fine. I'll just let them handle it, and I'll just let it be. You're not going to get what you need out of this situation. It's kind of like you going through the process is painful and uncomfortable, but they're like, if you do that, things get a lot better for you. And this needs to go better for you. Because I'm getting like, if you're able to go through this process, that's what's really needed for you to have that better future. This is a pattern thing. This is a cycle type thing. So it's probably not the first time this has been an issue. Something like this at least. You can break out of this pattern. This is one of those moments where whatever this pattern is, and not for nothing, with people, we don't only have one pattern. Some patterns are good, some patterns are not so good. We don't have just one. This is another one that I feel like you don't care for, that you could break. It may be one of those things that just never seems to go right, and you're not understanding why it never seems to really go right. This is one of those moments where you could find out why it's really not going right, correct it, and stop the pattern or stop that cycle from repeating. It's about being armed with more of a perspective more of that bird's eye view than you probably are used to with this situation. And being able to like step forward, being able to move forward and knowing like, all right, maybe I'm not going to wait forever, but maybe I'll step back for a second, think it out really quick, and make a different decision than I normally would. That will bring you that success and help you keep that success. Justice can be yours. You might get a perspective here that you just normally don't have, and it will arm you with the truth that you need. It's a deeper level of truth. It's like knowing that yellow and magenta make red. It's kind of like most people don't really know that. But when you got the proof, you're like, I took yellow, I took magenta, I mixed them together, it did make red. I wasn't expecting that. So it's like getting that deeper level of truth helps you make a better painting. That's another way I can put it, I guess. It's something you need to have that success you really have been looking for probably your whole life. Is there anything else I'm missing with that I need to say? It'll take the randomness out of whatever the situation is, and it will help you deconstruct the past. I feel like a lot of things will start making sense that haven't made sense before. And you'll be able to deconstruct things that you weren't able to. It's just kind of like these things in the past always seemed a little bit off, and you never could put your finger on why. This will give you that perspective where you're like, all right, now I see why certain things have never worked out the way they should have. It's very helpful. It's very good for you. It's up to you if you're going to do it. All right, are we there? I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.